Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. Today I'm going to be showing you how to make cake bonbons and cake pops. Okay, so before we get the cake into the mixer to get that blended, I'm going to go ahead and get our chocolate started on the stove to melt. So I'm going to be using some glass bowls and a pot with water to do a double boiler. I like to melt it on the cooktop rather than in the microwave because I feel like it gets it melted a little more evenly. So I'm going to go ahead and put this is actually milk chocolate, not dark chocolate. I got this on Amazon. I can put the link down below. It's a very large bag of chocolate. No real amounts here. I'm just gonna go ahead and melt majority of what I have. And I'm going to melt the white chocolate first because I feel like it just is a little easier to do the white before the regular chocolate, but it does not matter. If you want to just use one, do that. So I'm going to go ahead and put this on the stove and put it over a medium heat. Medium to low, just to get it heated. And then I'm going to use my little spatulas to mix it up. So when you're doing a double boiler and melting something, you want to make sure that your water does not touch the bottom of your bowl. So I just have a pretty small amount of water in there. That will also help get it heated up quicker. So we're just going to let that go. Okay, so now we're going to mix our cake. And for my cake pops, and I actually always called them cake bonbons at my shop, so that might be how I refer to them from now on. So when I'm mixing those, I don't add any icing. And this is just the remnants from those cake cups that I did in my last video. So I'm just gonna go ahead and add this to the bowl. A lot of people like to add icing to it. Mine hold together. Usually, I don't wanna jinx myself, but they usually hold together just fine without any icing. So I'm just gonna put this into my mixer and turn it on a medium speed, probably low to start out with so you don't throw cake everywhere. And I'm just gonna let it mix until it comes together in a dough. Okay, so it has formed a dough pretty well. Like if you squish it, it holds its shape. So this is going to be perfect. Okay, so this is the perfect consistency. It has formed a really good dough. So I'm gonna go ahead and start scooping. Now, I'm just going to use a tablespoon, level it off with my hand, and roll from there. If you wanted to, you can use these scoops. This one is a little bigger. It's probably about 2 tablespoons. And then this one is maybe a half a tablespoon. This one is gonna be perfect size for what we're doing today. So I'm gonna go ahead and get started scooping these. So you just wanna use the side of your bowl to kind of fill the tablespoon, press it in there good, pop it out. And if I'm doing these, like I used to sell these at my shop all the time, I would go ahead and stop here and just keep doing this. But I'm gonna do a couple like this just to show you how simple it is. You can get going pretty fast if you do it assembly line fashion, but then literally you're just rolling a ball. Does not have to be perfect. You're gonna coat it in chocolate. And I'm gonna go ahead and do the rest of this bowl. And when I come back, I will show you some of the tools that I'm doing or using. However, you don't really need many tools to do this at all. So I'm gonna finish rolling the rest of this and come right back. Okay, so there's not a ton of tools that you need to do this. A few things that I like to have are some Ziploc bags. I do have some little cake pop sticks. You can find these at any of the craft stores. I actually had some long ones, so I went ahead and just cut them in half. And then I'm gonna add some sprinkles to this. You don't have to have this. I'm gonna show you another easy way that you can decorate these as well. And then I have some very long teaspoons that help a lot when dipping the bonbons. All right, so the chocolate has melted nicely. The white chocolate can tend to be a little temperamental. So if it looks like it might have seized a little bit, go ahead and take it off and stir it really good. Get it back to where it's a nice mixture. And if it looks like it's a little too thick, you can actually add just a little bit of vegetable oil until it gets thin enough to where you want it. It's not gonna hurt anything. It just helps thin it out a little bit. So these are both looking good. So we can go ahead and start dipping. All right, so we are ready to start dipping. But before I start dipping the bonbons, I want to go ahead and get the sticks in the cake pops so that we can get those in the freezer so they can chill a little bit. So all you do is dip the stick a little bit in your melted chocolate and just dip it down into the cake ball. And this one's split a little bit, that is fine. Just push it back together. So I'm gonna do a couple of these for the white chocolate. I'm gonna do a couple in the milk chocolate. And this is just to hold it there so it stays in there while you're dipping it. So I'm gonna put these in the freezer. All right, so to dip the bonbons, you're literally just gonna throw it right in your chocolate, get it nice and coated, pick it up, tap it a little bit on the side, shake off some of the excess. You can see that you can kind of see the cake through it. That is perfectly fine. We're gonna decorate these and cover all of that up. So you just dip, roll it around a little bit, and then just put it right on. And sorry, I should have mentioned, this is wax paper on a cookie sheet. So they are going to peel right off whenever we are done. So now I'm gonna do a couple in the milk chocolate just to show you. And you can do these with any flavor of cake, whatever flavor of cake you want. If it is a little dry and it's in your mixer and it doesn't want to come together, just go ahead and you can add a little bit of icing if you want to. Red velvet is a great flavor to do with this and coat it in the white chocolate. That is always a favorite. So I'm gonna dip the rest of these up and then come back and show you how to decorate them. All right, one thing that I forgot to mention just now is the reason I have these pot holders underneath, and that's, we have a stone countertop, so it's actually cold. So I don't want these glass bowls sitting on it to where the bottom of the bowl, the chocolate starts to harden. So I just want to put a hot pad underneath to make sure that it stays warm. So I just dipped all of these up, and I'm gonna go ahead and put these in the fridge as well so they can set up before I put the decoration on the top. Okay, so these have been in the freezer for about 5 minutes. So I'm gonna go ahead and dip them. And you can just basically put it in there and swirl, or you can use your spoon to help you. I'm just gonna use my spoon to help knock off some of the excess. Like I said with the cake bonbons, the white chocolate might decide to not be cooperative and break, but it will be fine. So I'm gonna continue to dip these. The candy melts tend to sometimes behave the same way as this chocolate is, where if it gets too hot, it will just try to separate on you. Mix it up, take it off the heat, mix it nicely. You can put it back on the heat just to help it liquefy a little more, but you should be able to save it. These are going to dip very nicely. I say that and I'll probably jinx myself. You can also just kind of twist it back and forth to get the excess off. I didn't do actual cake pops a lot at my shop, but the ones that I did, I can tell you, were a pain because they were seriously decorated. If you want a challenge, agree to make cake pops into soccer balls. It's not fun. So when I get done with these are also gonna go in the fridge to set up once again. And then we're going to do the decoration on them. All right, so while the cake pops are in the fridge, I'm gonna go ahead and decorate the bonbons. So I'm just gonna use, these are regular Ziplocs, and this is something that I realized I kind of slacked on showing because it was out of the frame when I was explaining how to put icing in a piping bag. Same principle here with a Ziploc. Put the pointy part down in your hand and just use the rest of your hand as something to scrape off of. So I'm just gonna use this little spoon. It's gonna be kind of annoying, but you don't need a ton for this. I'm just gonna do plain white and chocolate drizzle on these and use the gold sprinkles. You could use multicolors, whatever you want if you're using the candy melts. These would be really cute for just like a neutral baby shower, wedding shower, just a Thursday because you want cake bonbons. Whatever you want to use them for, or however you want to decorate them. And like I said, with the white chocolate ones, they do look a little rough, but we're gonna fix that. So I'm just squeezing out all of the air and just zipping them up so that nothing comes out the end. So I'm gonna do the white chocolate one first because I don't want it to get too cooled off in the bag. I'm just twisting it so that none comes up to the other end. And then pinch at the end so that you can cut just the small corner off. Okay, so I'm just going to go and do this whole little section of the white ones. And all I'm gonna do is lightly squeeze and just drizzle all the way across all of them. And you do need to work somewhat quickly here because they are cold. So they're going to set up the chocolate quickly before you put your sprinkles. So done. And I almost dropped the whole thing. I'm just gonna sprinkle all across. And then I'm gonna go ahead and do the same thing with the regular chocolate. So I'm just cutting off a small tip and we're just gonna drizzle across. I got this one a little bit wider than the last one, and you can go do whatever design you want to. Don't worry about the fact that you're getting all of this all over the wax paper because you can easily break that off once it's chilled again. So I'm just gonna sprinkle them again with the gold sprinkles. Some of these are a little heavier than the others. Go lighter if you would like. They also sell shimmer dust at the craft stores, and that would be really pretty. Or you can go like over these white chocolate ones. I am just going to go over them with regular chocolate. And that looks really pretty as well. And I'm not gonna put any sprinkles on this. Okay, so now I'm gonna do the cake pops. And I'm basically gonna do the exact same thing. These I'm gonna take and do them over the bowls so that any of the excess just goes right back in with the regular chocolate. So I'm just gonna squeeze and I'm gonna turn these so it goes all over. And then I have a plate over here to the side and I'm gonna do the sprinkles over that so that, ooh, a little heavy there, so that I can reuse them later. So just simple and cute. Like I said, I went a little heavy there, but you get it. And this one, I don't know if you can see, the chocolate's a little light up there. So I'm just gonna go heavier with the drizzle. Do not worry if it doesn't come out perfect because you can hide the imperfection. And then we're gonna just do Some sprinkles again. And a little extra because we had that spot on the top. And we're done. And this one, I'm gonna do in regular chocolate, just because I like how that looked. And you can do different directions for different designs on these. And I'm not gonna cover this in sprinkles, I'm just gonna leave it like this. And so now we will do the regular chocolate ones. Running out of chocolate in this bag, so we're gonna be quick. So same thing. I'm gonna do these in the sprinkles. Try to go a little lighter this time. There we go. And you can add, I have some pink and blue sprinkles that are more of a disc shaped. That you could use those as well for like a gender reveal. You could also add some food coloring to the inside, like if you did like a white cake, you could add some food coloring to the cake to reveal the gender on the inside of the cake pop. So if you're looking for an idea for a gender reveal party, that would be fun. And I am almost out, but you know what? We are just gonna use the spoon to drizzle. You don't have to have a bag. It's just as easy to do this. And there you go. I will let these chill and then I will come back on and show you the end. All right, so these have been in the fridge chilling while we dipped the cake pops. So I'm gonna go ahead and move them to this serving tray. And like I said, you don't need to worry about any of the drizzle that's gotten along the sides because I also put on gloves, but you can just pick them up and break that off. And if you wanted to put these in like little mini cupcake liners, you could. I think they are fine as they are. So you just roll them, not really roll them, but move them around on the pan to break off the little extra bits of chocolate that you might not want. And same way with the regular chocolate. It's moving around. So I'm gonna get these put on the tray and then I'm gonna get the cake pops out. All right, well, I got the cake pops out and I don't really have anything to display them in right now. So I just laid them on this tray. If you had something like a little cup or something that you could just stick a bunch of them in it, that would be great. Or if you wanted to decorate the styrofoam round, that would be cute too. So thanks for watching my video. I hope you come back and I'm gonna be sharing some more how-tos. And if you would like and subscribe. Thanks.